guys to another World War Marvel. Sad day. As you know, I'm Adam, and we got Taylor here again, and we are here to discuss some of the news that came out from Next Models today.
Today, well, probably yesterday by the time we get this video out.
We'll edited and So, but recent news. How about we say that?
Yeah.
Recent news. So if you haven't seen on their Facebook page, they recently posted a huge blurb about them dropping the Marvel license, and with that, that means no more Marvel Universe miniature game.
Well, the game still exists.
Yes, but not supported by officially.
It's not supported by the company. So
the game will always continue to exist as long as there's fans that continue to support it.
Exactly.
And people that continue to support it. Like if you look at Blood Bowl, they were how many years?
I think 15 or something like that.
Without a release.
Without a release
fans
or anything.
Kept it going. So
they kept it going so much that the company brought it back.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers here, that the fans of the Marvel Universe miniature game will sort of rally together and sort of start posting fan-created items and new characters, stuff.
New character cards and that sort of thing, because it's a game. Luckily, it's a game where all of the source material
is out there. You can read it.
Exactly.
You can watch it. You can do whatever. So it's there. And like
the only thing that we're going to be missing are the models. But again, people will make them. People proxy everything like that. So there are options out there to continue the game that I just gotten into.
Like literally, like
I just painted, like they're just base coated.
Yeah, which sucks because like I know I've seen online from a few people that they just got into the game and then all of a sudden the game's done.
Yeah.
Nice Models puts out their announcement, and like it's funny because the announcement, it wasn't even like they gave anybody notice. The announcement happened and everything was taken down the same day.
Yeah.
For all this stuff on
there were rumors going about the day before for distributors.
There was definitely rumors over the last couple of days leading up to that day. But for Knights Models itself, all of a sudden just dropping everything just then, it's the fact that they didn't communicate leading up to. I know they might not have been able to communicate anything
because of legality reasons and those sorts of things.
That's right. But like at least something like, hey, just be aware there's big changes for good or bad. You know what I mean? Something. Because all of a sudden just dropping everything. I know there's guys that were wanting to buy these models
completely
that would have went to Knights Models or whatever and ordered it off of their web store.
Well,
and then all of a sudden it was taken down without any notice.
I would have adjusted my purchasing over the last month.
That's right.
For me to get a full, I wanted an X-Men team, so a full X-Men team. Like right now, I just have the starter plus Deadpool. So.
I've got so many models you gotta get.
Exactly, and it's just like it's nerve-wracking because I don't have that money in my my hobby budget right now.
Yeah.
To go out and drop the couple $100 that I would need to finish out what I want to.
Thankfully, there are stores that have stock in our area, in your area, that you can go to, and that's a good thing for you.
Yeah.
Where a lot of my stuff I do from over an online resource, Sequence Comics, and so he gets it directly from a Knight Models employee and gets it right in from there. So it makes it a little bit harder for me
because it's all directed. He only orders what he needs to order.
I'm only needing a couple of models though, mind you. And so because I stayed up on top of all the sales, I want to get the Elektra, which is going to be a pain to get because I don't have her and there's rules for her that have been released already, and I want to get Hulkbuster, which is one of the big models.
I think there's one here at...
Probably. I know there's a few stores that I can go to that has it, what I mean? But those are the two models I need to get, and so I already have Dan from Sequence working on it for me, so...
Perfect.
But we'll see, it's just out of the blue, everything's gone. Yeah. So, what does that mean for Blackfyre Productions, though, is the question, right? What are we gonna do as Blackfyre
Good question. We were just talking about this 10 minutes ago, because we're literally hanging out. The announcement was posted... Probably this morning at 7 o'clock.
Earlier than that
because it was in Spain.
Yeah, it's
okay. So well, we woke up.
Yeah, I got up at 6 and I read it then. So
and then he drove 2 hours to get to me. So
had lots of time to stew. And it's funny because that 2-hour drive, my pocket just kept on vibrating from notifications from people commenting and saying things. I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
But for Blackfyre Productions, I still personally love the game. I love the all the stories and the heroes from the Marvel side. So I'll continue to use them. I'll continue to film Marvel battle reports.
Yeah.
What might change though is...
Especially since we just got a whole bunch of Train.
Yeah, too. I haven't even filmed anything with a new Train yet. Like,
we just got a whole lot off Facebook from a buddy of ours of Train, and we were like, sick! We're gonna be able to build all this and have amazing tables. We're still gonna do it.
Yes.
We're still gonna do it.
But what we're thinking is that we'll probably end up changing, instead of being World War Marvel as a segment name, we might change it to be more inclusive of everything from the Batman miniature game to also the DC Universe miniature game. I'm not personal thing. I am a fanboy of Marvel. That's what I read as a kid. It was primarily Marvel comics. I'm not against the system. The system for DC Universe and Marvel Universe are one and the same.
Yeah.
So you can cross over as much as you want. So I probably won't end up buying nearly as much stuff and probably just use what I have, but I will continue Marvel, and you'll see some DC Universe as well, and maybe a crossover between the two.
Yeah, and see, for me, on the other side, this is gonna be blasphemy. I'm not a huge comic book fan. Like, I'm not the
You're
guy.
just a game fan.
I'm a game fan, right? And I'm actually like epic story fan. So like Star Wars, those sorts of things. Yeah. That's where my draw is. Lord of the Rings. That's why I love the Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah.
But so I got into this one because of Adam, but because I liked the X-Men movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there is still some draw for me for the DC game.
Yeah.
But I mean, not really with Superman and those sorts of things. I haven't really gotten into those movies, but I'm really big into Arrow, the TV show.
Yeah, which you can do.
There is a team with that. It still needs some fleshing out.
That's more for the Batman miniature game, but Arrow is in the DC universe.
And there's a few of them. Hawk Girl, who's also in that. The Flash, all of those kind of TV shows that revolve around each other.
The CW stuff.
Yeah, I like those, all the TV shows, so I will probably create a DC team based around that because that's what I like.
And see where I'll continue, because there's models that I haven't even used from the Marvel stuff, because I have so many, because I've been trying to stay on top of, and so I'll still continue to do battle reports with those guys. Yeah. And then you'll see me sort of introduce probably some DC stuff. I'll probably do like the Injustice or the evil side of like the Justice League, so like Ra's al Ghul. I already have Black Adam, Lex Luthor. I have Deadshot, and I have Ravager, and a couple other models coming as well. So that will sort of be like my team that I'll be using.
Green Lantern. I saw that model come out.
He looks cool.
He's pretty.
Yeah, but
he's really pretty.
Sinestro is the one I go for. Or that too. But yeah, so that's what we are gonna do. I'm not sure what we'll call it.
If you have suggestions, write them down below because we're definitely interested. We're thinking something, just an overarching superhero name. Yeah. But we don't know where to go yet, so we need your help.
Exactly. Like this is, I expected, or I was guessing this was going to happen.
You can tell the cards were stacked against it when there was nothing for months.
No communication, no nothing.
No nothing. Yeah. Which probably meant that there was some legal conversations going on, so they couldn't. So I fault them a bit. Yeah. Because it was so sudden and just
the fact that they had it for less than a year. Like they had the license to the Marvel stuff for like they say since 2008. Yeah. But the game itself was only around less than a year. Yeah. And to drop a game like that sort of gets me gun shy for any future endeavors that they might have, such as this Harry Potter. Is like, will they drop that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't.
Do I want to sink my money into stuff and then have it dropped? You know what I mean? Suddenly.
6 months, 8 months.
That's right.
12 months later.
Suddenly. Like, if I hadn't noticed, you know what I mean? That, by the way, this is going to be changing, or this is going to... That's one thing, because then I'm aware, and it's not just sudden. You know what I mean?
Well, it kind of feels like the carpet's been pulled underneath us, and it makes us scared to stand on the carpet again.
That's right.
So
it sort of has
we were talking about doing the Harry Potter game. Yeah. Because the models look amazing. Like,
they do.
Night models... Their sculpting is spectacular.
Absolutely, yeah. Some of their printing of their stuff, there's definitely some flaws with the models when it actually comes out. Yeah. Like I know Katana from the Suicide Squad box set, like her wrists are terrible and like break easily, and it was the same with Gamora. Like her arms were terrible, but the sculpts itself, if you can get them put together properly without breaking them and everything, they look phenomenal. Yeah. So there are some mold lines, but clean those up and away.
Everywhere has it.
So. But yeah, so I'm sort of going to try. We'll see what happens. We'll see what Night Models does next. We'll see if there's any further communication.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that would be my one suggestion is in this day and age of communication overload.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
just try and say as much as you can
without shooting yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
Legally, right? So
yeah, like just be present. The more presence online that you have, the bigger fan base that you will build.
Well, and the more that, you know, people aren't going to be so irate when something does happen, because if you can communicate a little bit of what's happening, at least they can sort of be in the know and prepared, instead of out of the middle of nowhere, you know, people are just getting into the game and then all of a sudden the game ends. It's like, whoa, what the hell? I just spent $100, $200 on stuff and all of a sudden it's gone. And that makes people sour, right?
Completely. So, I mean, if you look on the Facebook groups and that sort of thing,
it shows.
It's been a bit of a storm.
So let's talk about the Marvel Facebook page.
Now that we're back.
Yeah. So that's 4,000 members strong.
4,000 members strong. When
they had a good thing, obviously, because you could tell because of that page.
Yeah, well, and you look at some of the other Night Models fan groups out there, like the Batman game and that sort of thing. They're not as large as that one.
Like it's like they're around 2,000, 2,000 to 3,000, somewhere in between there. This one's like over 4,000, and that shows that Night Models had a good thing going for them with less than a year in. And it has that kind of support. Yes, eventually it was DC and Marvel Universe.
Yeah, it started as the Marvel Facebook group, and then it expanded out to include DC when the game was released.
And and I'm not trying to say one's better than the other, but you could see where people were jumping onto and where the trend was being set. And it sucks, because now there's all these guys that are like, oh, I was joining, and then all of a sudden, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, or I was buying stuff, and now I can't because it's no longer there.
No.
And so it's kind of crappy that they gave up on the license, or they couldn't afford. I'm not sure the whole situation. I'm not even going to attempt to speculate whatever happened.
There's no point. It happened, and that's all we can go on.
And so, but now it's like, okay, it makes me gun shy.
Completely. It makes me gun shy as well.
It's like, do we want to support Harry Potter and have the same thing happen?
Yeah.
You know, or will the same thing happen, because it is a Warner Brother license, right?
Yeah.
You know, the movie and everything else. And
the DC Universe movies and Harry Potter are both owned by Warner.
Yeah.
So it probably won't, because it's probably under the same overarching.
But it still makes me gun shy.
Completely. So, but just support the community.
That's right.
Make sure that the game is still present.
Yeah.
Make sure that they still see that they could potentially make money off of it, because that's how these companies work. And you can't knock them for it.
No, and I definitely implore everybody that's doing the character generation right now, like the custom characters and the cards and that, to continue to do that. Be that community. They should continue to post photos, continue to discuss things online. I'll continue to do videos, and we'll just go from there. We'll support it as much as we can as a community, and then hopefully Night Models will see, hey, look, we had a good
some
thing,
other large companies that have brought back many new games.
That's right, and maybe they'll bring this one back, or somebody else. So we'll see what happens.
Exactly.
The future will only tell. But yeah, please let us know what you guys think would be a good segment name, especially if we're going to be inclusive of all the superhero games instead of just the Marvel Universe one.
We need a new name. We need help brainstorming.
Yeah, brainstorm with us. Join in the community fun. So,
yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you for watching, guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, ignite your hobby.